President. As a servant to the people of Queensland and Australia, I speak to this matter of public importance, and it is a crucial and real matter of public importance. Well may a former Assistant Minister in the previous government debate the cost of living. This cost of living crisis, now facing everyday Australians and families and small businesses, rests on the shoulders of both sides of this chamber. For more than 2 years, the Liberal National Government and the then Labor Party opposition were on a unity ticket to conjure money through electronic ledger entries and spend for short-term electoral benefit. $500 billion was conjured up and spent on recurring government expenditure. These turned out to be handouts to Liberal, Labor, National Party sponsors, much of which went into corporate profits, not job support. And now we have runaway inflation. And who pays for the government's mistakes, the Labor Party's mistakes? The people, as always. Let me be clear. It's possible to conjure up money through electronic journal entries and not create inflation. It's been done for centuries. In that case, the spending must be on something that will grow the economy, grow our productive capacity and absorb the extra money, like infrastructure. It's impossible to get the tired old parties or the new climate mafia to talk about important infrastructure projects like the Bradfield Scheme, Copper String 2, Tully Millstream Hydro, Big Buffalo Dam, National Rail Circuit, the Boomerang Steel Project, amongst other One Nation priorities. Meanwhile, the climate mafia are setting out to destroy our standard of living through many ill-conceived policies not based on science, contradicting the evidence. Let me start with high electricity prices. Electricity prices are an input to business costs right through the production cycle, from the farmer running a cold room, to the manufacturer running a factory, to the wholesaler running a warehouse, to supermarkets trying to keep their fridges cold and their lights on. When the cost of electricity rises, the cost of everything rises. Food, clothing, hardware, consumer goods, even services. Energy. Optometrists, for example, in the services sector, optometrists, hairdressers, solicitors. Pick a service, any service, all have electricity as a business expense. The cost of living is going up because the price of electricity is going up. Australian wholesale electricity prices are up 300% in the last year. And the reason? Unsustainable, unreliable wind and solar, paying subsidies to billionaires and the Chinese Communist Party who are running these things. This is combined. They're the owners. The majority of large wind and solar complexes are owned by foreigners, including China and the Chinese Communist Party. Those who laugh are ignorant and condemned to suffer more. This is combined with manipulation of the energy market from unscrupulous energy companies that should never have been allowed to buy important infrastructure. National electricity market is actually a national electricity racket run by bureaucrats. It's not a market at all. The third element of higher electricity prices is the cost of transmission lines, poles and wires, to bring power from where the industrial solar and wind blights complexes are located to where the electricity is needed. Our immigration rate affects prices. The more new Australians that arrive, the more electricity, water, medical care and education they consume. These things are supply and demand. The more demand, the higher the price. Of course, governments can plan ahead and build out extra power generation, extra hospitals, extra dams and schools, but we don't. Long-term planning in Australian politics means the next election, or nowadays, in the last decade or so, it means the next budget. This is no way to run a country. When One Nation talks about reducing immigration to net zero, we mean bringing in around 100,000 new arrivals each year to balance out the 100,000 that left. Net zero is zero total immigration, easing the strain on infrastructure. This takes the pressure off our economy, reducing demand, inflation and making the essentials of life cheaper. The climate mafia do not want to allow new dams and new electricity generation to be built, while at the same time wanting to bring in half the world as immigrants. Talk about inflation. You haven't seen anything yet. Agriculture is under threat. A 43% carbon dioxide reduction means culling livestock and shutting down cropping, returning that land to nature in a process called rewilding. What they call rewilding, One Nation calls starving people. The less food that gets grown, the higher the price will be. One Nation will stop the madness and return Australia to good government. We are one community, we are one nation,